Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Travel Tip Tuesday. We're having a little bit of some tech gremlins coming on. Welcome, welcome. We are so excited about being here and just super honored. I want to say that we've got some amazing things happening. And I've got an amazing guest that's going to be with us here today. So I am just excited. Thank you so much for coming in to Travel Tip Tuesday. I am honored that you guys are here. And I just want to say welcome. Today is Tuesday. We are in the month of June. And this month is something very close to me that I have gotten to just learn how to embrace with the National Alzheimer's Awareness Month. And not just National Alzheimer's Awareness Month, but National Neurodivergent Awareness Month. And so I just want to just have you guys just take a moment. I want to take this time for anybody that might be hurting because we never know what's going on in someone else's life. And so if you have been hurting, if you are struggling in the world around, I want to just take this moment like I always do, just to have a moment of stillness to just say that God is with us, for the hedge of protection, asking for that protection. Whatever your beliefs may be, it's just a moment of stillness. There's wars going on, there's storms, there's tornadoes, there are traumas that people are experiencing, there are deaths, there's losses, there's just so much. And just this moment of stillness, just knowing that you're not alone. Obviously, if you do need help and there is anything, happy to help you with any resources. But if it is an emergency, please go to your nearest emergency, call 911 or whatever it is that you might seek immediate help. But thank you for this moment. Thank you again. I'm excited. We have a beautiful, beautiful another sister by my side today. So today is Travel Tip Tuesday. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Michelle Maynard MacArthur, and I am your hospitality, health, and wellness strategist that is here to help guide you through a positive process for change. And that is with a lean, holistic, healing approach from the inside out. That lean stands for your lifestyle, your exercise, your attitude, and your nutrition. But the fun part is today, like I'm talking about, is taking and showing you to top luxury wellness destinations around the world. Now, when some of you may have looked, okay, what does this R&R Ministries have to do with travel? Well, they are in multiple locations. And when we look at wellness, okay, that is your mental, your spiritual, your physical, your emotional. And this beautiful lady is going to talk to us about that. So while I am just honored to be here. I want to, first and foremost, just let you know my purpose, passion, and why. Probably a little bit more because you're going to notice it a little bit more, is that I am an overcomer of a progressive degenerative neuromuscular disorder along with depression. So if you see some twerks and some cognitive things going on, then that's why. But you know what? It's about standing up and just showing up. Okay. So if you're experiencing something like that, it's okay. Just, for me, you may not want to call it like it is, but after just being blessed with this, along with depression for over 30 years now, you just kind of just learn to just know that we are all in this together. And so I did want to just stop. I haven't said that to you guys in a long time. The eyes are kind of going in and out, but I did just want to let you know that. But today, I want to just give all the glory to our wonderful speaker. The guest speaker is Marian Angela Waters. She is the executive director at R&R Ministries International, or Incorporated. She is a seasoned service manager with extensive experience in government administration, nonprofit organizations, government sales, coaching, and conflict resolution. This accomplished professional also possesses a Master of Science in Psychology with a focus on industrial and organizational psychology from the University of Phoenix. Now, she's talking my game right now, and I've had the opportunity to be around her in so many different places. Didn't even know that. So I'm just honored to even read that. But she is also working to earn her PhD in organizational leadership, enabling her to provide exceptional community and social services. Today, she's going to be speaking on how they interact with assisting, how R&R Ministries interacts with assisting with job skills, training, placements, not just in the Plano area, but all around the country. R&R Ministries is a nonprofit organization seeking to respond to material and relational poverty in the communities through empowerment and discipleship. These services include job skills, training, discipleship, counseling, and job placement. They do provide free counseling services to the communities and individuals detached from basic resources and those who can't afford therapy. They would be happy to collaborate and provide their therapy services to clients in your area, and they are always looking for someone to process life and its challenges. You can find them. I'm going to put them over all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and their website. I'm going to plop it on here in just a moment. But my question to each of you is, one, drop it in the chat below where you are coming from in the world. If you have not, hit the subscribe button. I think it's over here, over here. Hit that subscribe button, especially if you are looking on YouTube. Please, please, I'd be honored. Hit the bell, like, follow, and comment about where you are in the world. But also, do you have a family member, a friend, a loved one that is in need of job training placement, skills, or most important here, are you looking for an organization? Are you one of those corporations out there that is looking for an organization to contribute, to make a difference in your community? Well, without further ado, I just want to bring Angela up. Angela, thank you so much for saying yes. It's just such a joy and honor. And we'd just love to start out with just talk a little bit about R&R. What's the origin of R&R Ministries? And tell us just a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you for having me, Michelle. I appreciate being here and able to speak about the work that our organization does. The origin of the R&R Ministries is our founder, Ian Thomas, who is from London, came to the States and wanted to do something different. He had some issues and began seeking counseling. Dr. Jason Berman was on a couple weeks ago with you, and that was Ian's therapist. And so over a 2-year period, Ian went through some things and started to ask about God. And he's a Christian. However, that led him to get into the Dallas Theological Seminary, and this is where R&R was born. So the idea that we could take people who have experienced trauma, and that's where he was, and kind of create an environment where they could connect to counseling services, which usually start around $150 an hour, provide that service to people for free, walk them through a discipleship program if they accept Christ as their life. If they do not, that's perfectly fine. We're still going to help them with job training, certifications, and just fellowship, small groups, just getting to know. We want to love on them and just walk in the Spirit, showing them the love of Christ. And so one thing Ian did when he was in Europe was have a cleaning industry. He was in the cleaning industry, employing about 5,000 employees. And what better way to kind of follow the community of people who come through R&R than after the training and certification is placement. Sure, we can help them find work, but finding work in a place that offers a dignified environment is the sister organization that we call Wellness Cleaning. Wellness Cleaning is not just cleaning surfaces, but we talk about wellness within our heart, our minds, and our bodies. And so Wellness Cleaning is where we like to place people so that we can build a workforce of believers so that now they become discipleships and do the work that R&R wants to do throughout the country.
Wow. Wow. And I love this part that not only are you teaching different skills, but for those that may be like, okay, well, I don't know what to do. Well, you're just giving them that foot in the door to do stuff. Here it is. Here's a thing with the wellness cleaning to teach a trait that someone might have, but also to just give them that entrance in. Now, let's talk about this because we are on Travel Tip Tuesday, and I would just love to know. So the listeners out there, wherever you are in the world, are you in London? Or how many locations do you have? Talk about that.
Well, Ian is from London and his work was there, but that all stopped when he came to America. And so presently I'm trying to get rid of my son here. Presently we are working, we have a location here in Plano. This is our first location. We're in North Carolina. We just opened Atlanta. We will hit Dallas, San Antonio, and then Puerto Rico. The idea and vision is that we will open 90 to 100 locations of R&R Ministries and Wellness Cleaning around the country within 9 years. So we're actually in year 1 of implementation. So by 2034, we should be across the country and serving marginalized communities or people without, not connected to resources, giving them jobs where they have a livable wage. So
I love it. Now, let me make sure I got this right, because for anybody listening, I'm going to be putting this into the chat. So whatever platform you are, if you're on LinkedIn or if you are on the MacArthur Accommodations Facebook page, or if you are on our YouTube, I am showing this right here. You said Plano. You said North Carolina. You said Atlanta. Did I hear San Antonio and Puerto Rico?
We will be coming later this year, San Antonio and Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico, awesome. Dallas. I think we moved Dallas later on into the beginning of the next year. But yes.
Okay. And then Dallas. I love it. All right. I'm putting that in the chat for all of you guys so that you can see. So
2 locations, Michelle, 2 locations in North Carolina. So one is in Charlotte and the other is in Cherokee.
Cherokee. Where's Cherokee? And I'm from North Carolina.
Cherokee? Oh, it's up on tribal land. So up, oh my goodness. Asheville, where Asheville and Waynesville?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so up in that area. So it's mountain country up there. It's beautiful.
I come from the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. So I know Asheville is definitely through that Blue Ridge Parkway. I actually, any of the listeners remember when I was on a site in Blowing Rock back home. So that's a beautiful area. That's back home for me. So do you get to travel? Are you the one that travels, or do y'all have teams that when people are reaching out, if they are coming out into the communities and need have something? Tell me about who do you serve? Let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, so we serve from a stance of the ministry. We serve everyone. So that we want to disciple. We want to increase the kingdom of God. So that's everybody. So if families come in for counseling or families come in for fellowship, we definitely want to serve them. when we talk about certification and job placement, we're talking 18 and up to people who are separated from resources. So that could be the unhomed population, people who have experienced trauma. We have relationships with Our Calling out of Dallas, Polima, which is a safe house for trafficked women. There's For the Nations, which is a refugee program down here in Richardson. And then we also partner with, like, around here in Plano, we are talking about Hope Restored Missions. We work with different locations like Samaritan Inn up in McKinney and St. Jude. We work with the homeless, Collin County Homeless Coalition, and partner with different organizations who provide services to people in need. And so we are, one of the things we like to say is we want to take people that are, that the government takes care of, and we turn those folks into taxpayers, right? So we equip them so that they can go get work that has a livable wage.
I love that because, the homeless, the increase of that because of the economy, because of the job market, because from COVID, because of just, mental health and everything that's been happening in our world, that people are stuck, they're having a hard time. This right here gets them out of that because, the housing and the government assistance, it's like, overloaded. I mean, there's waiting lines, for people because everybody needs assistance. So thank you for that. What would you say, Angela, is the primary goal of your service? You kind of mentioned it, but I want to kind of just really zone in on that question.
I mean, there are a few goals in that, but the real primary goal is to provide discipleship to communities that may be separated from God. R&R Ministries, R&R is reconciliation to Christ, right? And restoration to ourselves, our community, our environment. And so we want to make sure people have this relationship, the vertical relationship, and then everybody else, right? So our families, our friends, our community, our goal is to connect people back to Christ. And through discipleship, through fellowship programs, small groups, Bible studies, all of those things will enrich their lives. When we talk about, who we are in Christ, that's R&R's primary objective. How we do that is by providing free counseling service. Everything here is free. Free counseling services, free job training, free accreditations for the cleaning industry. And then the next step would be placement, whether that's with Wellness Cleaning or any of our partnering organizations who might provide positions. The one thing that we will do through the Wellness Cleaning is create a livable wage. So, like right now, we have a training that's going on. It's a week long, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We do that twice a month. And some of the people that we're working with right now are from Austin Street Homeless Shelter in Dallas. We have a couple people from City House, which is right next door to us, and others who were referred by past participants. And so one of the things we say is, sure, you'll have the certification. Only 5% of people in the cleaning industry have this certification, right? So the goal is to improve, to coach and empower people to improve their quality of life. Through that, we get to model, Christ-like behaviors. We get to support. We get to walk alongside community members who may not have had support in their lives. So the feedback from the communities that have come through here has been, wow, this is a real thing. You're not just talking the talk. And as people go through these trainings, we do a benevolent gift of like $290 for each person who comes through. So they get a certification that's valued at about $600, and they get a little gift for coming through and thanking us. We always invite people back to R&R, so that if and when they choose to fellowship with us, come to a small group, that R&R is always going to be here. They could go anywhere in the country as we develop our R&R locations to be a part of R&R. So once you're in the family, you're in the family for
I
good.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a praise Jesus for me. I mean,
Yes.
so there's so many people, as a believer, but many listeners may not be a believer, and is walking. How Jesus. It's not about just being a believer. So, can anyone sign up for the programs and your services?
Absolutely. So one of the big things is when people come in for counseling, we never bring up God. When and it finally does that. It took Ian, I think, 2 years before he got to the God question in the counseling room. And so we don't say, "Hey, how would you like to accept Jesus Christ as your Savior?" I mean, and some people think that as absolutely discipleship. Well, it is, but that's not where we start, because that's not where people are. And so sometimes people will come into the counseling room and they will say, "You know what? I don't believe in all this God stuff. I don't want to participate in this." Guess what? We're still going to love on you, because what I say to people is, you know what? It's not our job to convince you of anything. What we do is plant seeds. What God does with it is his business and his timing. And so we're here to share the gospel, share the good news of Christ. Take it or leave it. And one of the things that Ian will say, you know what? If you don't believe it, it's okay. But you know what? How about you just try it? Just listen to some of the things they're saying and give it a try. It's the best thing that it's the best thing that all of us believers have done in our lives. So that's our stance on that. Everybody is welcome. We're going to help whoever walks through the door. If they say, "I don't believe in all this God stuff," we're going to say, "Well, do you want to improve the quality of your life? Are you ready to get that job, keep that job, and thrive in it?" Because that's what we're going to do here. Oh, I think you're on mute, Michelle.
Okay, there you go. That's given a lot. That's a lot given out. What keeps R&R Ministries going and ticking, and where's the funding coming from?
Yeah.
How are you able to give so much? You got to keep your lights on. You got to, as far as that's a lot. So how
Yes.
does
We have donors, and we're always looking for and seeking donors. We like to think of so it's a twofold. We are starting with people who are kingdom investors. So what we look for are people who, our metric is, one, how many people did you disciple? How many people came back after the training and came to a small group, came to fellowship? That's the greatest metric. How many seeds did you plant where people came back and said, "Hey, I want to know more about Christ"? The second one is, how many certifications did how many people have we run through our programs who are certified to be cleaners in the industry, right? They're 95% above all the cleaning industry of having that certification. And so with those two things, people who are donors are now investing in the kingdom, because that is the greatest metric. I mean, that's the eternal metric, that when we stand before Christ, he's not going to say, "Hey, how many people did you hire? How many people got that certification?" He's going to say, "How did you increase our kingdom? How did you increase my kingdom?" That is the big metric. And so donors are, it's definitely a Christ thing. How are you going to use your resources that you have? There's a lot of people with many resources in the world, in our country. How can they help us help the poor? I mean, we are tasked with helping those with the greatest needs. And so we take donations through our website. We prayer is a big donation that people can do. I mean, prayer changes things. It really does.
it does?
And so we also ask people to donate their time. Can you come in, run an ESL class, or do a life skills class? We have materials. And if someone has their own materials, we're glad to accommodate the cost for those kinds of things. But there's many ways of giving outside of financial, but financial gifts are how we pay the lights. We have several donors who have been from the beginning, and we are continuing to seek people who are interested in helping us and partnering with us to place as many people in our programs. I think the average cost for one person to get one certification, they may sponsor that person, is like $1,000. So if we have a class of 12, then we're looking for it. And so it can be that small, or they could say, hey, you know what, I want to do a $25,000 donation for the year, right? And that's great. So one of the other motivations for doing so is Wellness Cleaning is our LLC. So we're a nonprofit, they're the LLC. And that certainly you can buy shares into that and have a return on that. But we will not, absolutely not, allow people just to go into the wellness side, because we want investors in the kingdom. And then we give them the opportunity to invest in wellness cleaning.
Wow. Okay. I love listening to this. Now, thank you for what you're doing for the community. Is there any additional ways that somebody can get involved? You already mentioned, come, give their time, pray, working. Is there anything upcoming, any upcoming events? And as far as that you might have, I've got how they can contact you. You can read that out too, but tell me. I know I can't believe we're already coming to a close. It's already been, but tell us any other ways or anything upcoming events that you could, use some support to that the community can get involved.
Yes. One of the things I'd love is I'm a firm believer in avoiding. I love to avoid duplicating services. And so I look for all the experts around the community. So if we provide if we provide cleaning certifications, that's one of our specialties. Counseling is one of the things that we are equipped to do. But if someone is equipped to provide housing, and they have people who are in housing, now they have to pay the bills. We'd love the referrals of people coming to us. We're looking for people in organizations to partner with so that we can avoid doing the things that we don't do well. We do a lot of things well, but housing is not one of our tasks. So always, like Hope Restored Mission, they do a lot of relief, plus they do place people in housing, and so they're one of our partners. The idea is I'm looking for as many resources in the community that align with what I've shared tonight, so that we can partner to either get people going through these trainings. We are also we are looking at local contracts to place people for the wellness side. Presently, we have North Carolina open, and that's the immediate placement. Within the next few weeks, we are going to have local here in Plano, McKinney, and Frisco, and we're going to hit the hotels. We're looking to place 60 people, and then we'll go down to Dallas area. So nice. I would say the biggest gift is the collaborative piece, that we're all in this together. It's kind of like the body of Christ. There are many parts, but one body. And that's how I look at all of the resources around this county and country, as, taking advantage of Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, Goodwills, all those big national organizations that help people. We connect with them, but we're also looking for smaller groups that you are doing the grassroots efforts, and you need help, because we all do.
Love
we can't do any of this stuff alone. And so we have to use each other in a way that will glorify God.
Awesome. Well, Angela, thank you so much for coming on. Before we close, how can people get in touch with you, and any final last words that you might have for the listeners out there?
Yes. Thank you. You may contact me at Angela W at R&R Ministries.org. My direct line is 469-208-8424. You can also call the main number at 972-423-0075. And I'd like to leave you with, that oftentimes people believe that, nobody is out there looking to help us, that I'm out here by myself. I like to really express there is a body of people in R&R Ministries who really care, who love people. We love God and we love people, and we will be here for you the day you walk through that door, throughout your lives and your journey. And so I am that way. And it's our privilege and honor to serve you through God's vision for this ministry.
Love
So
it.
thank
What
you,
was that
Michelle,
direct number again?
My direct number is 469-208-8424.
8424. I'm going to put 8424. I'm going to put that into the chat right here. Okay, that way, because we've got the number for the direct into the ministries right there. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
This has been just such a joy and honor. I really appreciate you saying yes. And yes, we had Jason earlier, and then I know that later on in the year, we've got another coming up for Wellness Wednesday, just because there's just so many different aspects of being able to get some information out. So I want to say thank you to all of you out there listening. If you want to get in touch with us, please reach out to Angela. If you've got a need for an upcoming event, or a group or a wellness retreat or wellness workshop, please, the team here at MacArthur Accommodations is eager to help you and look at some of those top luxury wellness destinations around the world. Be on the lookout. Some things are going to be coming. And I just want to say thank you again and wish you all a beautiful and prosperous day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Angela, stay on. Don't hang up yet, and I'll be on with you in just a moment.